Greetings and salutations, my friend. It's really hot today, to be honest. It's hard to breathe and it makes it even harder to talk. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this video today because I don't function well in these types of temperature. I miss the cold days, I miss winter. And you might be thinking, oh yeah, like the moment it gets cold I will miss the summer. That never happens. That never happens. You will never hear me say, oh, you know what, I miss the hot days, I miss the summer, even when it's minus 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that'll be in Fahrenheit, but I'm like, nah, I'm cool with that. In winter, I walk with like a thin jacket, open jacket, and I'm fine with it. Like, I really feel at home in these types of temperatures we get here in Norway. To be honest, it's a perfect environment for me. Sometimes I even think that Norway is too hot for my taste. So you will never ever see me travel to places like Spain, for instance. I don't know why people travel there. What's the point? It's way too hot. But anyway, that is not the topic of this video. But I wanted to start with something light-hearted before I will talk about my health, because I have some bad news. No, I don't. I was just messing with you. I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that, but I just couldn't stop myself. But yeah, the fact that I'm joking here shows that I'm definitely feeling much better. And you know what? I do feel much better. But before we talk about how I'm doing, how I'm feeling when it comes to my stomach, when it comes to my colon, let me tell you about the results of the test I got back.
I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer.
So I did some tests to test for internal bleeding, bacteria, infection. It didn't show anything. Absolutely nothing. So everything looks fine. That's good. That's good. Of course, you know, that doesn't include things like cancer. But, you know, when I was talking about cancer before, like I said, I tend to panic, and when things like that happen, my mind always goes for the worst case scenario, right? But once you have time to calm down, analyze the situation, it is very unlikely, because of my age, because of the fact that cancer in a lot of cases is genetic. I don't have anyone in my family who had cancer. And a third reason is that if you have this colon cancer, the symptoms are pretty much constant, and it doesn't just come out of nowhere. And for me, that happened just very suddenly. On one day I woke up and I had this intense pain. With cancer, that develops at a much slower rate, and it doesn't just disappear on its own, it doesn't get better, and I definitely improved throughout the last 2 months. But am I experiencing symptoms still? Yeah, to a very small degree, I would say. Most of the time I don't, but there are certain days that I do. But there are days when I wake up with pain in my colon on my left side, which will usually go away once I do my business on the porcelain throne. After that, I'm fine throughout the rest of the day. But why is it happening only on some days and not some other days? I've been thinking a lot about it, and those are not the answers I got from the doctor, because all the answers I got is nothing seems to be wrong. But no, I do have pain there, and then that means there's definitely something is wrong. It's not fine when you're experiencing pain. Maybe it has something to do with what I eat. Maybe I'm just sensitive to some kind of food, or just my colon is sensitive to some types of food. And I don't know what kind of food that is. So I'll probably have to go see my doctor again and talk more about it. Still will probably postpone it by a couple of months, because I hate going to the doctors, and it doesn't seem like it's a situation that requires immediate attention. I don't think my life is in danger here or anything like that, but it's a discomfort of sorts. But you know, if you know my story, you know I'm used to discomfort, I'm used to pain, because that's pretty much what I'm experiencing anyway. I have been experiencing for the last 10 years. But, you know, less pain is always better than more pain. So what kind of food might be causing this? I don't really know. So I have been trying eating just a specific type of food for the whole day. So I have been just on vegetable diet for a couple of days. I've been on only meat diet for a couple of days. I went full on Jordan Peterson, eating only steak, which isn't actually that bad. I'm a big fan of steak. And if it wasn't for the fact that beef can be quite expensive, like steak isn't the cheapest meat out there. If it wasn't for that fact, I would probably be eating steak every single day. And I really love my steak rare. Not medium rare, but just rare. When it's, you know, very juicy and red. It's to die for, it's to kill for. Actually, it is to kill for, because someone had to kill the cow in order for me to eat that. And on some other day, I was just eating dairy products, which isn't a good idea, because I have already some food intolerance from before, and one of those is lactose intolerance. I'm lactose intolerant, and I also have some food allergies, like I'm allergic to passion fruit. Recently, I have also developed allergy for nuts, which is strange and kind of funny that it happened after I came out of the closet. So have I noticed anything, any changes depending on what I'm eating? Kind of, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'll have to get myself checked just for this specific reason one more time, although I have very little faith in Norwegian healthcare system. I think they have no idea what they're doing 90% of the time. But one thing I've noticed is that I tend to get more pain where I'm eating hard vegetables, like carrots or broccoli, stuff like that. And it just so happens that carrots and broccoli are my favorite vegetables. I eat carrots and broccoli quite a lot. I love them, and I have loved broccoli and carrots since I was a kid. And I also loved peas. And you know what they say about kids? You have to force them eating peas. No, I was the one who was always asking for more peas when I was a kid. Alright, just like, give me more peas. No, not pee. Oh, don't ever give your kids pee to drink. That will make you the worst parent of the year. So then don't go there. But peas are all game. Overall, I'm definitely doing better when it comes to my physical health. When it comes to my mental health, I've been definitely struggling with some trauma and anxiety lately, more than usually, but it always goes back and forth. I always have my bad periods, and I definitely had my bad period this month.
Why? Stop.
And now, I'm not talking about the type of period that the likes of Dylan Mulvaney would like to have, sorry to disappoint. But yeah, like I said, it's been going back and forth, and on the video I did on my health a couple of weeks ago, some of you in the comments have suggested that I might have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. That is something I myself have been wondering about quite a lot recently. Like, I would lie if I said that the thought never crossed my mind. Actually, I've been entertaining the idea quite a lot. I've been definitely thinking that, this is something I might have. So I've been seeing a therapist for the last year. What she said is that basically my symptoms of trauma are caused by autism, which I don't really agree with, to be honest. She just reduced all of it to autism, and she said that, if I was in your situation, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have any positive feelings to what happened either, but I think what you're experiencing is because of autism. And you know, I don't dislike her in every other way. In every other way, my experience with her has been absolutely positive. But this one thing, I just can't shake it off, as if the real issue is being ignored and is being blamed on something completely else. It's like everything I'm experiencing, it's either because I'm autistic or it's because I grew up gay. Like everything can be boiled down to that. You know, like your depression, anxiety is because you were gay growing up in a conservative religious environment. Blah blah blah. I think, you know, things like that really disregard the depth of the actual situation. We know from research that individuals who are on the spectrum, who are on the autism spectrum, are actually more prone to develop PTSD. That's why I don't really see the reason why I can't have PTSD because I have autism. It is actually way more likely that someone with autism might develop PTSD. So I don't know, I don't see the point there. But then again, you know, I'm not someone who's collecting diagnoses like they're Pokemons or something like that. I don't do that. So to me, it doesn't really matter. It's not like, oh, I want this diagnosis on paper, you know, or that I think like, oh, it's so cool to have a diagnosis. It's not. And I think, you know, this sort of internet culture that is obsessed with diagnosis, it really isn't healthy. And I think it's also harmful to people who are actually experiencing any type of mental illness, really. Who have any type of mental health diagnosis. I think that it is something we shouldn't be stigmatizing, but I also don't think it is something we should be romanticizing or obsessing over or collecting diagnosis. But I think, you know, it's good to have an answer of what's going on, because when you do have an answer, you also have a better understanding of how to tackle your problem, you know, like moving forward. How do I learn to live with my trauma in a better way? How do I learn to tackle it, and so on? So in certain ways, I think it would be useful if it would help me to function better, if it would help me to be more productive. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this will be the last video related to my health in a very long time. I hope I won't have to do any of those videos anytime soon, so I can focus on more fun stuff and more important stuff. Although, you know, health of course is very, very important, but there's just some other topics I would prefer to focus on. So hopefully more of that and less of me talking about what the hell's wrong with my health and what the hell's wrong with me. Because that's also a subject for a whole different book. But I hope you have a good day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Ciao.